so hold on to it in your place of location, wherever that is, whether it's another state, another city, another county. And at some point, if it's still an offer and we still need it, we'll be happy to take it. But we just can't take any more. There's a couple of committees he wants us to look at forming in the future, and that would be unmet needs groups of folks who, I know the first day I was at EOC, a man walked in who had lost his identification, for instance, and we did not have the authority to duplicate that for him. But, you know, now that we've kind of got a system and we know who's who and have a lot of help, we might be able to get back in touch with folks like that and help them now when we couldn't before. And then a long-term range recovery group. We thought at some point we might want to have a committee that looks at long-term, because right now we're still looking at immediate needs and taking care of those. But so that was what I was told to mention today in today's meeting. And the 210-895-3212 number is still a good hotline number for help of any kind. Where Billy Jeans called, for instance, and said, we need to get some canines over and just check our debris before we remove it. Things like that. So that's a good number.
Yeah, and on that note, Delaney, I'm also getting inquiries about where people can bring personal stuff belonging to other people that need to be returned. Is there a centralized location where we can start dropping that kind of stuff off?
Oh, that's a tough one, right?
Yeah, so we are very early on, we started getting questions about that. And there are some nonprofit and some church groups that are trying to collect some of that. I know the sheriff is also taking a few things here and there. We didn't feel that we had the capacity to be able to take that on effectively, and so a lot of these nonprofit groups. So we're still trying to find out who all is collecting that information, and once we can get that, we will definitely push it out. But there are some groups that are collecting it. We just don't know who right now. So I don't think one's centralized, but there are some people that are out there.
So Kelly just texted me. They can call 210-895-3212.
Hang on. Say that again.
No.
Okay.
210-895-3212. Sorry, I gotta laugh every now and again, or else I'm not gonna make it.
I do want to make one clarification to Ms. Stevens' remarks. We're talking about we have that capacity with in-kind donations of food and other materials and clothing. We are still accepting financial donations.
Yes, sir, we are, so.
And, we will need every penny that generosity allows people to save. Go ahead.
So this weekend, there was a keyboard warrior stating that the funds that were given to the Local Tree Foundation are being given out as loans. That is totally incorrect. That money is not being given out as loans. It's grants, it's gifts. They're vetting who they give that money out to, and it's donations that are given back out to the community. As they said on Friday, there's already been over $5 million dispersed, and we just need to. That's why I didn't get on social media until this weekend, and I saw that, and we just have to dispel those rumors that people are saying that. So it's not a loan; they're not getting interest on it; they don't have to pay it back.
Other comments? Let me close with this comment.
Sir, if you don't mind, I was going to answer Councilman Siegerman's question about the gentleman who lost his identification. So DSHS has set up a family assistance center, and they have, it's not public because it's for people who have lost, and so, so we're going to kind of guard that. But they are represented there is Postal Service, driver's license, passports, Department of Information, Department of Insurance resources. So a lot of, if they're like, a lot of folks, they're like, I have insurance, but I don't know what my policy number is, and some folks are like, I don't even know who my carrier is. And they have those resources to pull that stuff up for them. There's counseling resources there. There's a litany of resources for those folks. And so if they can look up Family Assistance Center.
So, real quick, the Family Assistance Center is obviously for victims or victims' families are injured. The Disaster Recovery Center is a mirrored version of the Family Assistance Center, open to the public for those exact things, and that's at First Baptist Church. That is the one that anybody who has any vital records that they've lost, anything, damage related, flood related, that is where they're gonna wanna go, as the Disaster Recovery Center.
At Trinity?
First Baptist.
First.
On Washington Street.
Washington, right.
And if anybody has any questions, they can call city, call the county, and we can get that information to them.
If there are no other board from staff and none from council, I'd like to close with this comment. This flood was impossible to accurately and precisely predict. But what we 5 could predict, absolutely, is that we 5 knew that city staff would go above and beyond the call of duty to meet the needs of our citizens and visitors to our community. Thank you for everyone. Thank you for all you've done. And please, if there's some way to tell our staff, all of our staff, that we 5 are grateful, please do so.
Yes, sir.
Any other items? If not, I'm going to adjourn this meeting.
Mike?
Yeah, that's fine. We're here local media. We're gonna be hanging out with you all a while.
I've watched cats for a long time. I remember Captain Gus.
Well, I'm lucky that Kent has such a good reputation.
Captain Gus was a cartoon show when I was a
Yes,
child in
I'm aware.
the 60s.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
heard of it.
We loved it. We raced home from school. Although I don't think Telemundo existed when I was a child.
Yeah, I don't
No,
think so. I
probably
think
not.
it started later.
All right. How can I help?
Give us just a second, sir, to set up. We apologize.
Yeah, just blur me so I'm not so wrinkled, okay?
No, you're you're good.
Can I help you?
How are you doing? Thank you for
I'm well.
How are you doing? How are you?
I'm welcome.
It's been a long 11 days for you all.
Indeed.
I was-
Longer for others.
How was
Right now, you extended the declaration. Tell us a little bit about that, and how is that going to help you all, as a city?
It's a technical document that says there's been an emergency in our community. We need that in place to ask the state and the federal government for help. If that lapses, we no longer can ask for help, and so it's a technical document.
That one, the first one you guys declared was end yesterday, right? And that's why we're here today.
Well, it's complicated. I signed one on July 4th. Under Texas law, the mayor can do that without asking the council. But after 7 days, the mayor, whoever that mayor is, must ask the council to confirm. We did that once, and now the second confirmation, it's indefinite. It will be in effect until I rescind it.
Sir, this is my first time having a formal interview with you. This is my first time catching you outside of a briefing. Because we're the local media, what's the biggest thing you want Kerr County and Kerrville and the community to know as you guys continue on this with this recovery process?
First off, we're grateful. You know, when we asked for help, people showed up. You know, the state and the federal government. But even before then, local first responders, our police and our fire were on the scene. They were saving people. So first off is we're grateful. I think our community needs to know that even though city, county, state, and federal agencies are involved in that emergency operations center, it's just one team. One team. Everybody's working for the same thing. I'm not seeing a lot of egos in there. I'm just seeing a lot of people working hard. And lastly, I'd ask every time for people to pray. Pray for our community. I'm asking you to pray for 3 things. Number 1, pray for those who mourn. Pray for those who wait. Wait for word from about their family member. And pray for those who help. You know, a lot of people are in the middle of some pretty hazardous conditions looking for the missing. And so those are the 3 things I would ask our community to do.
Sir, as you guys continue with these search and rescue efforts, I have to ask, right now there's a lot of criticism coming out on the federal level and how they didn't quite frankly respond to us and Kerr County's needs quick enough. That's literally the news that's coming out today, especially when it comes to the Department of Homeland Security. Have you noticed that on your end?
I will tell you this. I really don't follow national politics. I do know this, though. 4 airmen with the Coast Guard received medals for flying in the rain and rescuing people. They were doing that on July the 4th. I don't know how you can have federal help any quicker than having Coast Guard helicopters saving people from a raging river. So I don't know much about federal politics, but I know what I saw.
It will be a long recovery process. I know we're still kind of like, in the middle of all that. What's the next step? How are you guys going to take everything, to make sure that every person is found, that every house and every family is helped with all the resources?
Well, that's our first mission, is to find the missing. Second, to help people rebuild their homes. Third, probably, is to help people rebuild their businesses. But you'd have to ask someone a lot smarter than I am what the long-term plans will be. We want to rebuild, and we will rebuild. Kerrville's going to look different. It'll still be our home. It'll still be Kerrville.
Yesterday, we saw the code red alerts work, and everybody abided by those flood warnings. Sir, I was here on July 4th. I was right next to Louise Hayes Park reporting on the flooding and everything that was happening that day. What was the difference between yesterday and July 4th?
It happened during the daylight. We got the warnings overnight, but it was daylight when the river crested. The significant problem on July 4th was people were asleep, and even if they did have their phones set to receive the alerts, they slept through it. And that has I think, in my opinion, that's a big factor. I don't want to criticize the media, especially you two, because y'all are so close to me right now, but it feels like some of the media's narrative has been, who can we blame? Whereas in Kerrville and Kerr County, the narrative has been, how can we help? Okay? We've got a lot to do, and we're getting a lot of help. I promise city government is going to review the actions we took. I've heard the same promise from the sheriff and from the county judge. They are going to review the actions county government took. I don't think we're going to be doing that to find blame, but to find how we can do better next time. Last question. I think it's her turn.
Yeah, it is, but I did promise our viewers that I would have you all explain why you extended the suspension of the open records requests.
Oh, it's just because the people who will be collating that are actively helping with the direction of the crisis. Every request will be answered. We've always responded to open records requests.
And I have to ask, sir, since yesterday and with the water coming in yesterday and just the state of the river, search and rescue, like the river's landscape has changed tremendously since
course.
the 4th of July. How is this changing search and rescue efforts? Do we actually believe we'll be able to find the 161 missing, knowing what the river is like now?
Well, this is going to sound like a deflection, but I'm not really an expert in search and rescue. I know there are men and women, over 2,000 men and women are actively searching. And every day we pray for their safety and their success. So really you'd have to ask that question to someone who knows more about search and rescue. All right, thanks guys.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you
Thank you, Mayor.
for doing this and for
back in the day, I carried 2 inverters.
Really?
Yeah, but it was another case, and
Yeah.
I'm trying to really pare down my cases, but it would have come in handy today.
I mean, luckily we were able to get a replacement.
You always are.
Yeah,
You're always
that's
available.
not too
But it's not. Usually I'm alone. I have to break it down and run.
Not today. You got these.
I know you guys were great. It's one of my favorite stores. Those car shops.
Yeah.
I went into a country western clothing store yesterday. The one here in town.
What, the Boot Barn?
No, a different one. It was near the Home Depot.
Okay. Did you get anything?
No, you walk in, instantly smashes you with leather smell.
Yeah.
But it was quite expensive. Even their blue jeans were $85.
I get the sense that this is actually kind of like a bougie part of Texas. Especially like Fredericksburg.
Fredericksburg has a lot of money.
Yeah.
Hill Country does have a lot of money too.
Yeah.
You didn't hear about a departure today or tomorrow, or
Not yet. I was gonna call after the 11 o'clock.
Eva
dinner.
seems to be under the impression it's today or at the very least tomorrow.
Yeah.
I just wish we had more news to report.
I know. Yeah. Well, we've got a few new launches about to hit from the meeting.
Did you talk to these guys as they walked by?
I haven't heard them yet.
Can y'all hear me? Oh, okay. One second. Let me see if I can turn you up.
We're a minute out.
For some reason I can't hear you very well.
I'll cue you at that.
Minute out. Yep, I can hear you now.
She's got it. She heard it.
All right.
Sorry.
Like that. No problem. "30 seconds. A specially called city council meeting here in Kerrville just wrapped up. The city council members are asking for additional security for themselves. They said that they've received threats in light of the recovery and response from this deadly flooding that came through here more than a week ago. And they're still continuing on with the message that this is a search and rescue effort. Rescue operations picked back up over the weekend as water rose in central Texas. The Texas game wardens posted that multiple people have already been rescued, urging the community to be weather aware. The National Weather Service forecasting the Guadalupe River reaching flood stage in several places.
We're not out of the woods yet, not to mention that the recovery zone area there along that river is 121 miles. So it is a very massive undertaking.
Texas Representative Tony Gonzalez is continuing the calls for accountability after floodwaters killed at least 132 people, including 27 campers and counselors at Camp Mystic in Hunt, Texas.
What can we do in order to prevent this from happening again? To me, that is a level of accountability that we need to have going forward. We can't just allow girls to drown in the middle of the night.
Commissioner Don Buckingham with the Texas General Land Office says their office will be in Kerr County to help the community heal.
I know that the people on the fence, the pictures there, that they would want us to rebuild in their memory, and we are going to do that.
Thousands of volunteers like Michael Geyer are working tirelessly to help the families of at least 150 missing people find closure.
Even if it means like just finding the remains, that's more than enough for me to kind of just give satisfaction that I did a job well done. It's very humbling just because all we're finding right now is just belongings.
In addition to the city council meeting that just wrapped up, the Kerr County Commissioner